Hello, Mr. Kuhn here. So it's been several years since I posted a new video to this channel, and part of that is because the videos were first made during COVID, when I put pretty much my entire curriculum online for AP Biology or Anatomy and Physiology as lecture videos. And I still use them in class sometimes, but the nice thing is, these have been sitting on YouTube for years, and I'm still getting new subscribers, and people put very, very nice comments about how helpful they were in both high school and college. And the other thing is my current students were giving me a very hard time about not putting any new content on there in like 2 or 3 years. So they were ragging me to make a new video. So part of this is for them. And if you want to like the video or put a comment, it would give us something to talk about in class besides biology, which of course they love biology, but it would give us something else to talk about. So they suggested that I make a video on something new that we're doing this year, and that is my fish tank, which I'm making using what's called the Walstad method. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch the video. So I also just learned that you can't switch the camera you're using on an iPhone in the middle of a video, so I stopped it and started again. So anyway, this video is on a method of making a fish tank called the Walstad method. And I'll scoot back a minute so you can see the whole thing. Notice I do have an LED light on the top, which is on a timer. So the Walstad method is named for a lady named Diana Walstad, who wrote a book about this. And the kind of method is also called a dirty tank or a planted tank. And the idea here is that this kind of tank does not need a filter. The waste, mainly the nitrogen cycle, the waste that are produced by any fish or shrimp or snails you put in here, is recycled from a layer of bacteria in the bottom of the tank. As you can see in the very bottom, there's a layer about an inch or so of soil, and inside that soil there are bacteria that will break down any ammonia or any nitrates that are produced from animal waste. The soil layer is capped with some gravel. I have a couple different colors of gravel. The right-hand side of the tank over here, that's capped with sand. And the idea here is once you have the tank balanced, you don't need to have a filter. I do have a skimmer in the back to give us some water circulation. This kind of tank needs to have living aquatic plants to help cycle the nitrogen. If you look at the plants that I have, I'm very proud of my plant growth. This is a plant called a fanwort. This is called grass leaf. These are Java fern. Over here is a plant called Ludwigia. And on the top of my tank, which it's been growing so much, almost the entire top is covered with a floater plant called Salvinia. I do have some feeder rings around the skimmer and around this side, just so when I feed the fish, the food does actually go through. I started the tank about a month ago, and for the first 2 weeks I only had plants in it, and since then I've added some tetras. So I'll take this off and kind of zoom in. So you can see I have some neon tetras. I have some ones called glow light tetras. There's one right there that have the orange stripe. I also have my snail populations breeding pretty quickly. I have one up here, if I can zoom in. This one right here is called a bladder snail. And this one, if I can point to it, right there. My bladder snails were stowaways on the plants that I got. I do have two what are called nearite snails. They are currently having a rest. They're about an inch. They don't like being out during the day, but they feed voraciously at night. But the bladder snails, every day I see new ones. And if I look over here, I'm not sure the video will pick it up, but right here, it's very, very, very tiny where my finger is. There you go, you can see it. That's a bladder snail. The focus is terrible. It's very, very tiny, but you can tell that it's moving. Now on Friday, I added some shrimp to the tank. And the shrimp, I found one over here. Our species called Neocaridina, and they're blue. Oh, look at that, there he is right there. That's a money shot right there. The shrimp have been very, very, very good algae cleaners. They're only about an inch long. And if I can get a little bit closer, I'm not sure you can see his mouth parts moving, but he is eating all of the algae off that stalk of Elodea. Oh, I forgot to mention my Elodea. The Elodea are in the back of the tank. In some states, Elodea is invasive. I'm in South Carolina, so in South Carolina, it's not an issue to be invasive, but some states you can't even get it. because if it gets in waterways, it grows very, very quickly and clogs them, becomes a hazard. Anyway, there's another good money shot. A former student named Scotty brought me about 7 of these on Friday from his tank, and they come in all different colors. This one is blue, and they get about an inch long. Oh, I just saw another one. There's another one, I'm not sure in the video. Oh, there he is right there. Look at that. You can't tell it's blue because of the light in the background, or in the foreground rather. No, the background. But he's blue, and I can see his mouth parts moving, but I'm not sure you can see it with the naked eye. Anyway, the Walstad method, this has been great for class engagement because every day kids come in and want to know what's new in the tank, and the water looks super clean. On Friday, there was quite a bit of algal growth on the Java fern, which are these. Oh, look at the neons, they're going to town. The Java ferns are the ones planted on the black gravel, but they were getting pretty covered in some black algae, and I came in on Monday and it was all gone. So between my bladder snails and my shrimp, they took care of it. Okay, I think that's enough for this video. For those of you who've been looking for new content, there's your video. And if this is your first time finding the page, like I say, feel free to give it a like, put a comment, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.